Okay, I am ready to talk about Sunrise on the Reaping. Spoilers, spoilers. Overall, I think that the book was good. I think that I'm agreeing with a lot of the takes that I'm seeing, but obviously I'm going to add my own 2 cents to it. First, I think that as we've all gotten older, and like obviously I'm speaking for like millennials in this case, or like older Gen Z, I think that the strength of these books is, especially Sunrise, is in how like gory and violent they were. And I'll elaborate. I think that when these books first came out, I was like 20 or 19 or something. And like, I was very much in still that YA age range where I'm like, I am one of you, right? And as now I am much older, I can like viscerally understand how heartbreaking it is when you think about how young these characters are, right? Like I think about Maisie Donner, my birth mother, my queen. I think about Luella. I think about Lulu, even Haymitch, right? Like they are so young, and they make a point of telling us how young they are, right? Like with the little doves and like the newcomers, it's kind of devastating how young they are. So one of the strengths of the book is in how violent it is, only because it seeks to like brutalize and like make very stark how brutal the Capitol is, right? Like we obviously know that the Capitol is evil. We obviously know that Snow is evil, but like something about this book just really, really hit home for me in like the elaboration and exaggeration of like the intensity of the violence. The second thing I'll say is like with all the fan service takes, I kind of agree only in the sense that because of the length of time between this book and the 74th quarter, the 74th games, right? Like it's 24 years in between them, and it's a little bit unrealistic that a lot of this book just felt like slotting characters into place that they would just be frozen there for the next 24 years, right? Like obviously it's not our world, so like it's not realistic for Effie to like get promoted and get a new job, but like it's also kind of straining credulity that Effie would just like have the same job for 24 years. Plutarch would have the same job for 24 years. All of these other characters like BT Wirus, obviously they like move on, but we see them again, and it's just like I don't know, something about working backwards to create a backstory for these characters that we didn't necessarily have before. It didn't feel like new information, and it didn't feel earned. It just felt like it didn't feel like fan service in that sense, but it did feel like a little bit unrealistic that like all of these pieces were just slotting together perfectly, right? I'm not going to get into the like Malark and Burdock sort of obsession there or the Lenore Dove of it all. I liked Lenore Dove. I thought she was a great character. The poem, I didn't need to see it 400 times, but I understand that that was the strength of it. But on its own, I don't think that this stands alone as a work, right? Like, I think that we didn't really get a lot of new information about the districts other than 12, right? Like, we got a lot of stuff about Haymitch and the Malarks and Burdock and Astrid and my queen, Maisie Donner. But a lot of this stuff felt very much like, okay, like, after the first third of this, I was like, okay, I'm done with new information, right? Like, we learned that Effie has a sister and that Plutarch was working against the Capitol the entire time. We learned that Haymitch was trying to rebel and he just, like, couldn't, like, wasn't lucky enough to actually achieve the rebellion. But at the same time, it didn't necessarily feel like if you hadn't read the first 4 books, this would stand alone on its own. And I don't mean that as a criticism. I really liked the book. I liked it. I feel like it is not for me, though. I think that those two things can stand on their own, where this is a good book, especially for people who are getting into the series post Ballad, like everyone who watched the movies and was really into it and is like loving the world. But for me, as someone who's been in the world for like 13, 14 years, I'm like, okay, like I just feel very sad when I read these books now. I'm like crying about all of these characters. I love Suzanne Collins is such a master of creating these characters and like making you really feel for them, right? Like I still get chills when I think about Luella and Lulu, and I still get chills when I think about Maisie again because I love her. Like that was my sister. But at the same time, when it comes to like new information and world building and like slotting certain things into place, it's like I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought. And I will say, I am that person. Like, I come from Tumblr, I'm sorry, but I do think that this will be a better movie than it is a book. And I hate saying it, but I thought Ballad was a better movie than it was a book.